Welcome on into the Wild Willie Podcast Show. I'm Willie Colon, and he is...
JJ, Big Willie. What you got going on this week, Big Willie?
Oh, man, happy birthday to me. I'm extremely excited. Today, I turned 42 years old, and is a blessing.
You turn or you turned at 42, Big Willie?
Today, I turned 42 years old. I am officially 42. Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
I didn't know we were 10 years apart.
I don't know if that's 100% correct, but I have to say, man, it's a blessing, man, to obviously have another year around the sun. I'm trying to think what I've learned thus far in my ripe age of 42. And I gotta say, Jay, I feel like, and I've stated this, me and Keisha was talking about this last week on her podcast. I think this is, I'm finally getting into my manhood. I don't know if you ever felt like that, where like everything's really on you now. Like, not things weren't on me, but you know, the younger you are, there's more leeway for mistakes. The older you get, there's no more leeway. There's an expectation. There's things that you should know, and even if you don't know, people expect you to know. And there's just a process in which, man, I feel like now the stakes are higher than ever, and I don't know how to. And listen, you're older than me, so maybe you can more internalize it and maybe talk about it a little bit like I am, because I feel like when things happen, you know what I mean, with reference to your family or things in your own life or different situations. Yeah, I've always been, I guess, accustomed to answering the call or running to the problem, kind of handling it. However, with kids now, a wife now, and me getting older, I feel like I heard somebody say this on the internet, and his name is escaping me, so I apologize. He was like, the problem with today's America or today's average family or the working family is there's more days in a month than money. You know what I mean? Like, and so you find yourself like, man, you want to take on projects. You want to be the dad. You want to be the ultimate husband, but you got to work. And then to work, you got to be on the clock handling your business. And while you're trying to do that, you're trying to have, you're trying to stay in shape so you don't fall apart. And on top of that, you got your own trauma. You got your own anxiety. So it's like everything is kind of like there's like bubbles popping up everywhere. And you find yourself like, man, this is deep. Like I gotta handle this, right? And you surf social media like me. And there's always these memes like, the rest of the world won't understand it, but keep going, man. You know what I mean? Like those kind of like sentimental, like, every man cries in a dark corner. That's the true sign of a warrior. And I'm like, now I'm starting to feel those memes. I'm like, yeah, like I'm going through all these things, these ranges of emotions, and you realize like it's either sink or swim more than ever. So happy birthday to me. Thank you. Shout out to all the Aries out there. Shout out to anybody else who has a birthday on April 9th. I'm extremely blessed. Thank you to my family and everybody out there and all their well wishes.
Well, Big Willie, my sister is an Aries. Her birthday is April the 18th. So she's an April baby as well, Big Willie.
Okay.
And I just want to let you know, right now, Big Willie, you are on a journey, Big Willie. You are on a journey now of putting everything in place. I learned just growing up and being at the age I am now in the 40s, it's like a puzzle. It's like you're trying to put everything in order that needs to be in place. And right now, that's what you're going through. You're trying to figure out, okay, what do I need to do now? What I need to do now? You're trying to put everything in place. You're trying to balance life up. Okay, I need to get this done. I need to get that done. I want to have this done before God done it. I get to this certain age. I want to make sure this impact by next year. I want this situated. And by the year after that, I want to have all this in plan. So by the time God done it, I get 50. I can have everything like I want it. See, it's like you right now, you climbing the ladder trying to get everything up in place. And I'm gonna be honest with you, Big Willie, you don't did a lot in life as far as being an NFL player. You don't did a lot. You don't bought a lot. You don't did a lot of things that you want to do. But right now is like a crucial time up in your life to where you're going to want to do the things right now, positioning yourself, not just yourself, but your family, your kids, getting them organized, getting them where you want them to be at, getting them on the right path. Right now, it's like like a journey of fixing and structure of what you want to do with everybody's life, and you're the head of it. Matter of fact, I got my first, well, not my first home. I got married and got done and bought me and So Gucci home, got done it when I was 44. I called it the year Obama because he's the 44th president. And it's like, man, it's like, believe it or not, you think you already been blessed, but right now it's like bigger blessing. Each year gonna get better and better. And like I said, my mama said you don't start living until you get 50. And my ex-boss man, which is she said when you get 50, that's when you really start living, because you don't plant all them seeds that I'm telling you you're doing now. And my
Jay,
ex-boss,
and you're 100% right, because that's a lot of Keisha and I's conversation, and it's about trajectory, right? It's like, all right, we're in a position right now where like I'm fighting for 50-year-old Willie, right?
exactly.
Like 42-year-old Willie is banging the body, so and jabbing and kind of sticking and moving. But at 50, I don't want to turn around and be like, man, I blew it. And I felt that when I turned 40, man. When I turned 40, I was extremely excited because I felt like, woo, I made it from all my wild times and all the crazy shit that I had done and got myself into. That I was blessed to see 40.
Exactly.
At the time my mom and everybody was here. So it was like, I was grateful for a lot. But now, to your point, and I think you're spot on, Jay, everything for me right now is about, what does this look like in the next 5 years?
Yep.
Where the kids will be in the next 5 years? Where Keisha and I will be in the next 5 years? And we're talking about wills and trust, right? I saw something the other day on social media, man. Prince died without a will. And you don't realize so many celebrities,
Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson died without a will. So you don't realize, like, man, these dudes are considered gods in our eyes. Like, how do they not have a will? So now Keisha and I was like, and I'm fortunate to have my mother-in-law who's all about trust and knows she's done amazing things with her money and knows how to talk about somebody that really planted a lot of seeds, and she's starting to see the fruits of her labor. But so I'm very interested, and you're spot on. My perception of how I should handle my business and who I should be around is a different scope now, right?
Yes.
Like now it's about, like, I don't have time. I was out 3 weeks ago at a bar with a couple of my buddies from one of my good friends, my brother Bo's birthday. And it was a vibe, hookah, pretty girls, drinks. And around 11 o'clock, I was like, I got to go home.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Jay, I was looking around like, I'm kind of over this. Like, I got basketball practice at 9.
Yes.
Then after basketball practice, I got to go to groceries, and I got to head back up. So it was like, while I'm sitting there laughing it out with my guys, I'm really going through like a calendar in my head and a time calendar, like where I got to be and how I got to operate because of these kids and my wife. And so my perspective, and I think it ties back into really owning your manhood, which I think I'm at this position right now. And I think I'm so glad you said it, because you're spot on, Jay. Everything right now for me from a mental standpoint is about where I'm going to be in the next 5 years, trajectory, and where does that look, and how to avoid the landmines along the way. And that's just where we're kind of at. And that's where I'm at. And so a lot of my days, if I'm not, shooting reels at times at you or dealing with a Keisha or dealing with everything I got going on, a lot of is, all right, we should be starting. This is how we should look in the next year. This is what we should be doing. This is where we should be, and how do we get there? So, yes, I couldn't ask somebody any better, because I think you're 100% right. That's exactly where I'm at right now, Jay.
But what people don't realize, and this is what my ex-boss man told me, and that's my papa dad, the one that been a lot of inspiration in my life, and I get a lot of my wisdom from. He told me, when you're in the 40s and coming up, trying to get to your 50s, you doing like this. You doing like a airplane. You climbing up. You study climbing. You study trying to reach your peak. He said, when you get to the age of 50, you're supposed to be leveled out like an airplane got done and just floating, just gliding through life. Then he said, if you still climbing like this at the age of 50, you ain't did something right. So what you doing, you trying to get yourself in a position where you climbing right now, but by the steps you making, when you hit 50, you want to be leveled out like this right here. And that's what you're doing, Big Will.
And what's crazy, like a lot of my buddies who are well off and doing really well for themselves, or are in the process of setting themselves up so when they are 50, man, we're all having the same conversation. So it makes me feel like I'm not the only one kind of having some anxiousness or anxiety about where I'm at or where I need to be. a lot of these guys, like two of my home buddies, one of my buddies, shout out my boy Angelo, just brought a Fast Signs franchise. And I met him golfing, and we went out to lunch, and I went to his establishment, and he showed me the business and everything he's been able to do thus far. And he goes, "Listen, man, and this is straight out of his mouth. He goes, in 8 years, or 5 to 8 years, I don't want to be in this office. I want this thing to be running itself, and I want to be making money in my sleep." And I want to be able to call you at noon and be like, "Hey, Willie, I got a tea time for us. Let's hit the links. Let's get going." Right? It's Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm with that." And he was like, "By the way, I'm not golfing a lot this summer." And I was like, "I get it." You know what I mean? Because his mindset is for the next 2 to 3 years, 3 to 4 years, he's got to make this. He's trying to hit standards. He's trying to hit markers. So when he does lay down at night, and if he does take a golf trip, it doesn't affect his bottom line because everything's in position, right? And so I'm, and I look at you, Jake. I admire how you move because every time I talk to you on a flight, like, "Hey, I got to go to Louisiana, I got to check this out." But your business is running, things are thriving for you because I can tell just how you operate. You you threw a lot of seeds out there early so that you're able to kind of move the way you move now, and so Gucci's able to do what she's able to do with the rest of your girls and all that. So I salute to you for that as well, but. It's an interesting time. I think this is the first time, and you hit it on the head too. Like me getting into the NFL was more about me living a dream. I was just living a dream, extremely privileged and happy about all that. And I was fortunate enough to win a Super Bowl and kind of make a lot out of my career. But now it's like when you have time, Jay, where you start really to your point, where you start saying, "All right, I don't want at least to me," and I told Keisha this the other day, I don't want the best years of my life to be in a helmet.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? That's where I'm just like, I don't want for me to be like, "All right, this is the best thing I got." Like, yeah, the NFL was great. I was winning Super Bowl. I played for the amazing team and an amazing organization. But I don't want to, like, when God sees me at the pearly gates, it's like, "Well, after football, you didn't really do shit." Like, you kind of slowed it down. You didn't accomplish shit. You had some kids. That looks okay. The marriage looked great. But other than that, you didn't impact anybody or do anything.
Yep.
Don't ever want to have that conversation.
Exactly.
So that's where I'm at mentally, man. I gotta start hitting these marks. I just brought a book. If anybody out there, I just started it. Maybe more people have purchased it. Called Atomic Habits. I just started it. It's a really good book. It started off good so far. So I'm only chapter 1, so nobody throw no darts at me or ask for me to give you any quotes. I don't have any. I just started the book.
That'll work. I'm gonna have to promote that, Big Willie. I'm gonna have to promote that. Hold up.
What happened?
Big Willie.
What's up?
It ain't Side Chick, is it?
Huh?
Your book ain't Side Chick, is it?
Oh, hell, don't start that. No. No. It ain't none of that. I'm
just making sure, Big Willie. I ain't know you said book. It just brought back flashback, Big Willie.
No, I left that book right on the shelf.
That'll work.
Hey, we're going to take a break. Come on back. The Wild Willie Podcast Show. Welcome on back to the Wild Willie Podcast Show. I'm Willie Cologne, and he is...
JJ, baby. What you got going, Big Willie? Dez, say what's happening.
Oh, what up, Dez? You look retired and tired. Look at that. Can you tell the people why you named your dog Dez?
Dez is named after the famous should-be Super Bowl player Dez Bryant, but Green Bay stole it from us. So, he's named after Dez. And he got an attitude just like him, too. Look at him looking at me. Got an attitude just like him.
Dez is like, what the hell's going on? I got to admit, JJ, you and Dez look alike. I got to...
You're a funny guy, Willie. They say you feed them long enough, they'll start looking like you,
It's just something about when you put his face next to you.
You're talking about him, Big Willie. That's why he's looking at you like that.
He looking at me in the way you looking at it. Looked like
Big Willie. He know you're talking about him. That's what it is. He know you're talking about him.
I believe that when I had a dog, man, they used to say my dog looked like me too. But my dog was a cane corso and he drooled a lot, so I didn't take it as a compliment. I was like, what the hell is that?
Yes, sir.
But hey, JJ, so move on. Hey, it's time for Hot Topics. Let's get right to it. Okay. JJ, you are a frequent flyer. I know you like to fly. Oh, yeah. You have flown.
Most definitely.
What's the worst thing that has happened to you on a plane?
The baby's crying.
Babies crying can be a lot, but we're both fathers,
yeah.
so we understand the process. There's no way to control a baby,
Mm-mm.
especially on a long flight, and you tend to have empathy for the parents.
Oh no, the smell. Somebody not bathing, Big Willie, where they, if I can smell you, not know they ought to bathe to smell themselves, and they smell sour like they ain't took a bath. Big Willie, oh my goodness, and you got to try to put your nose up under your shirt, try to look this way or something, and you got a long 3-hour flight, and this is what you got to be up beside. Big Willie, that's just so annoying. I don't know what to do. Have you ever been in that position?
What people have smelled on the plane?
Bad. I'm talking about bad. And you
So when I
right
used to
next
travel,
to them.
yes. So when I used to travel to Vegas, man, the plane ride back to Pittsburgh or back to New York was always really smelly from people who hadn't showered from the pool party, or who either didn't shower the whole weekend while we were there, or somebody that recently had thrown up in the bathroom and came back to their seat. So I've smelt some things. And listen, if anybody knows me, I am notoriously known for having probably the stinkiest feet in the NFL.
Really, Big Willie?
Yes. I'm not going to say I'm not proud of it. I'm just going to tell you, if you ask a lot of my former teammates about me, it was like, he's a dog, great teammate, but the son of a bitch feet smell like death. It smell like a corpse.
Big Willie, stop it, man. What was going on with you, man? I
didn't wear socks when I played, JJ. I didn't
you
like
wearing
wearing
socks when you played football?
No. So
when
JJ,
you put them in your cleats?
I'm gonna tell you what I did. It started in high school, really. And what I would do was, you were forced to wear these long socks. So I would cut the bottom of the socks off and wear like a calf sleeve, and then spat my cleat, which is like, tape my cleat. And so I did that all the way through college and into the NFL, because when I used to get in my 3-point stance or whatever stance I was in, I used to like to feel the spikes at the bottom of my feet. So if I wanted to ever shoot off the ball, I could dig down on that spike, and that was kind of like a trigger for me and get out my stance.
Big Willie,
I didn't feel that.
Big Willie?
I wasn't cheating.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't cheating. It wasn't cheating at all, because there were other guys who I had played against, a la Bryant Young, who used to play for Notre Dame and had a long career with the Niners and played a long time. He was another guy that didn't wear cleats. There's other host of players. He didn't wear socks. He did wear cleats. He didn't wear socks. But it was something that was kind of my thing. I didn't like wearing socks, and because of it, when I unleashed them bad boys, it was
like Fritos.
It wasn't good. It was beyond Fritos. It was like somebody buried a dead bear in your closet, and you went on vacation for a year and came back. It was bad. It's right. Like, I don't wear socks today when I work out at all.
Dang. You got to bring them shoes back to the house.
I bring them back to the side.
I know Akeisha got done it, showing up going off.
Oh, I peel her eyes back all the time. She's like, yeah, damn. I always peel her back. But what I do is, when I come in the house, I take my shoes out of my gym bag and I just sit them outside, let them air out a little bit, let them dry out. Okay. And then when they dry and they're ready to go, I throw them back on my feet and I go to workout. That's what I do.
Okay.
Well, I want to say this. Speaking of feet, Michelle Williams, you know who Michelle Williams is? She was once
child. Yes, sir.
Yeah, of course. She experienced something on a flight that she kind of took to public.
She had dirty feet.
No, it says right here, it says the Destiny Child singer first alerted her fans and followers of what she was going through by posting a picture of a random barefoot that was near her seat on a flight to New York City. She went on, and they don't tweet anymore, but she went on to post this. I promise you better get your foot from me. Y'all, this is happening right now on my flight, and I'm crying real tears. And the comment section went crazy, JJ. And they were just like, that's what your ass get for flying coach. And I'm just like.
But coach, it don't matter.
But she wasn't flying coach. She was in first class. She even posted her seat. She was in 3F. But why was she? Two things. There was no empathy for this woman. She's the lost member of Destiny's Child. And on top of that, some ashy black ass foot is
Looks like it got
right
a few corns on there too, Big Willie.
Yeah. And how you going to be? And so let me say this too, Jack. I got another confession. I am that guy. I am the guy that slides his shoes off and on the plane and walk
Big Willie,
barefoot
I
around.
know you don't do that. No, you ain't finna tell me. You ain't finna tell the world you do this, Big Willie. No, sir. You do not do this on the plane, Big Willie. Tell us you don't do it.
I do it.
Oh, no, Big Willie.
I do it from time to time. I don't like wearing socks. I usually wear my slides onto the plane. And and from time to time, will walk around barefoot on the plane. It is what it is.
Oh,
Hate me?
Oh no, Willie. I'm sorry to jump in because that is crazy. I thought you were more cultured or mannered than that. I thought better of you.
Yes, exactly, Big Willie. You know different than who she talking about.
This is my birthday. Don't forget this. All right. Let's be very conscious. This is my birthday. So from you two, there's no judgment on my birthday. I'm just telling you what I do. Now, I don't put my feet up and bother anybody. Like this, whoever this black ass foot is, literally had it positioned where you could see his toes wiggle if he was to wiggle his toes. I don't do that. I keep my feet down. But I'm just telling you, I don't wear my shoes on the plane. So
Big Willie, I just want to know, if that had happened to you, would you have a problem with it if the feet was right beside you and touching you like that?
I would have plucked one of them. I would have plucked that goddamn pinky toe. I would have been like, get out of here.
Big Willie, you would have plucked the man toe. I know, like, Big Willie.
Get that Wesley Snipes looking pinky toe up out. Get that shit out of there. That black ass pinky toe out of there. I would have flicked it. I would have flicked it right. I would have tried to flick it off his foot. What are you doing putting your foot up next to somebody thinking nobody, like Michelle Williams of all people is not going to know, anybody's going to notice. Some random black ass foot plastered against the window. It was brutal. But this is what Michelle had to say about the incident.
Let's see.
Baby, I made it. And I made it home. I made it. I made it out all right. The devil is a liar. God is exalted. Never be defeated. Y'all, I was almost defeated. Almost defeated with somebody's feet.
So, JJ, she goes on to say how she was harassed because of sitting, people accuse her of sitting in coach. Now, that only happens in coach, but she was actually sitting in first class. And I was saying to myself, why does it matter if she was sitting in first class or coach?
Because don't nobody need to have their feet, don't matter what class you in. They should have your feet up.
JJ, I got something to share with you. You know who Charles Barkley is?
Yes, sir. Got down and Jordan kept him from getting a goddamn NBA championship.
He's back in a little bit of hot water because he was on stage and he went on to say, San Antonio, you still got big women.
San Antonio, y'all put on a major great show. And I want to say this. Thank you. And yes, y'all got some big bitches here.
Wow.
Chuck doesn't mince words. He says what's on his heart and mind, and he gets away with it. I think at this point,
did he lie, Big Willie? I don't be in San Antonio too much.
What happened? Say that again.
Did he lie? I don't be in San Antonio too often. So
I can't remember ever going to San Antonio.
Exactly.
My wife says we have been to San Antonio. I don't necessarily remember San Antonio, but my time through Texas, people are enormous. Not even the women, not only with women, the men, everybody's just big. JJ, I want a little bit of I want to see where's the fattest women at in America, JJ.
Well, Big Willie, I thought, they say Mississippi is one of the most obesity states. So I was thinking, we've had the biggest women's down here. So when you told me what he said about San Antonio, I'm out of words. I thought we had it.
Well, JJ, according to you, you are correct. According to obesity and overweight rank, Jackson, Mississippi ranks number 1.
Yes.
Now, this is a little screwed because, and according to this list, right, the overall ranking, you guys are number 3. Number 1 when it comes to the overall ranking is McAllen, Texas. Number 2 is Little Rock, Arkansas. And number 3 is Jackson, Mississippi, as we just mentioned. Number 4 being Mobile, Alabama. And number 5 is Knoxville, Tennessee. JJ, what makes Mississippi so fat?
Man, that soul food, boy. All them goddamn piggy sandwiches, goddamn chitlins, goddamn them fried pork chops, them smothered pork chops and gravy, goddamn it, them neck bones cooked up in the greens, goddamn it. All them goddamn it, got good eating. That fried chicken, fried goddamn it, hog balls, all that goddamn stuff, goddamn it. Everything you can think of from the rooty to the tooty on a pig, they got it here, Big Willie. I'm talking about, have you ever just had a big old juicy ham hock and some goddamn black eyed peas or some greens? Oh my goodness, Big Willie. I'm talking about, if you talking about greasy and good, it's here in Mississippi.
But JJ, I told you this, and we've stated this on the pod. The thing that kind of bothers me the most, because I didn't know Jackson was a fat ass city. Like I just know like, people eat and they eat good and they drink good and that's what they do. But I never recognized how many fast food places are literally in Jackson. I mean, like everywhere. It's scattered. Like every mile or two, you'll have 3 or 4 fast food spots right next to each other, from a damn McDonald's to a Chick-fil-A to a goddamn Whataburger to Rallies. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. I don't know for a state that prides themselves in soul food cooking that people really do a deep dive into all that damn fast food. Because I know you guys cook. JJ, you can cook your ass off. Oh yeah. My wife just made me a meal not too long ago. She cooked her ass off, and I've seen So Gucci's cooking, and I've seen your spread. So there's some. You could fly out of Jackson 20 pounds overweight. And have to land home and hit the treadmill right away. But I do want to ask, when it comes to women in particular, because what kills me about the South is the women down there are naturally thick and fine. Yeah. They already have the big legs and the nice ass and they have that Coke bottle shape. Naturally, you find it all throughout the South. Yeah. I don't know how women can eat bad, then add a BBL to it. Man, that is crazy. And I'm gonna be honest, what I'm saying, Jay? They don't even need it. They don't just need it. Same thing, monkey see, monkey do. They don't even need it, but they just do it just because. It's like it's just a big thing for them. And Big Willie, I'm telling you, that's why they got the goddamn blues song. Goddamn, I like the more pushing for the cushion, because that's what men want. We don't want we ain't gotta have all the other stuff. They naturally looking nice anyway, Big Willie. All it takes is a little gym time. Yes. And push away from the table. And them girls down south got it, man. Like I tell you, I was in Houston. Some of all them IG models, they in Houston. Yeah. They're all down in Houston. They're all fine. There's a number of fine women walking around. When I first got to Mississippi, first time I was in Mississippi, I remember getting, because first time I was in Mississippi, unfortunately, it was for Keisha's mother's funeral. And I remember going around Mississippi like, damn, there's some naturally fine, beautiful black women here. Yes, sir. And I knew it was in Atlanta because I did a lot of partying in Atlanta, so I kind of expected that. But being down in Jackson, man, seeing girls like homegrown fine, I'm just like, and now everybody wants to be carved up and you know, they look like they got 2 butts on their chest with the plastic, the boob adjustment, whatever. And then they got the butts. And I'm just like, it's too much, right? You're already thicker than a Snicker. Now you're just adding the goddamn mud pie to it. And it's like, what the hell are you doing? And so I don't know. I don't want to be sitting here throwing rocks, man. But to all you ladies out there, less is more. Exactly. Less is more. Exactly. And Charles doesn't give a shit about San Antonio. He been jumping on them women for a long time. He's still calling them fat. He didn't get fined, did he, Big Willie? They didn't fine him, did it? For calling the women in San Antonio big old bitches. He said, I got some big old bitches. I just was hoping they didn't find him, Big Willie. You know, he's just being Barkley. Chuck got enemies. He's made more money in his media career than he has in his own playing career. So God dang. Chuck is fine. Nobody's touching Chuck. Chuck doesn't even want to be on the mic no more. They keep calling him back. JJ, I am a fan of Shannon Sharpe, and I'm a fan of Damon Wayans. Damon Wayans, obviously the legendary comedian, actor extraordinaire, was on the Shannon Sharpe's podcast. According to Yahoo, Jay, it says Damon Wayans Sr. likes to keep things in the family in more ways than one. As I mentioned, he was on the Shannon Sharp podcast, Club Shay Shay, and Shannon does a great job. The comedian went on to say he once dated his nephew's ex-girlfriend. This is what he had to say. He goes, I was in love with her. That's the thing. Damon, who's 64 years old, recalled before jokingly asking Sharp, you ain't never done that like the Jackson 5, like Randy did with Jermaine? Everybody knows that Jermaine Jackson married Randy Jackson's ex-girlfriend. It's awkward, and it happened.
Ex-wife, wouldn't it? They were married, and then he married her, didn't he?
Right, I think that's true. Well, Damon Wayans went on to say, I got divorced, and I was by myself for 2 years, he said, and then I saw her, meaning the girl that his nephew once dated. Oh, my God, I'm in love. And then I found out my nephew dated her. Now, Damon went on to say he asked his nephew, is this cool? You okay with this? And he was like, yeah, do your thing. Do your thing, Unc. And Unc did. He went on to say, man, she could cook. She graduated from Clone Blue. She could cook and do some other things. And Shannon was like, listen, I get that she was fine. I get that she can cook. I get that she had this amazing personality. But, once nephew had her, it was kind of off limits. But Damon, he didn't feel that way. He felt like, nah, I took a crack at it. He's like, it was awkward around the family, but it was what it was. JJ, I come from the school, and I assume you come from the same school. Once the homie had her or the nephew had her, off limits.
Off limits. I wouldn't even feel right.
Feel right? Like it's fact. Listen, the fact that you had enough is one thing to hook up with her, go on a date, take her to the bar, be on the scene. But you took her home in front of the family? When you take a girl home in front of the family, that's a different level of like, this is going to be my lady. I need you all to.
Can you hear your nephew? Man, look at my uncle over there thinking he got something on.
No question. And he know what she's capable of.
He get my old sloppy. He get my sloppy.
JJ, have you or anybody around you, have you guys ever, I guess, what they call Eskimo brothers? Have you ever been in that position?
No, Big Willie.
Have any of your homeboys ever dated your exes?
Oh, yeah. Now, I don't have some of them got done to do. You know how you be the man up in the clique got done and everybody want what you want. So, oh, yes. Matter of fact, I don't have one that married one of the exes. So, yes.
Really?
Oh, yes, sir. And yes, sir. We supposed to have been best of partner coming up through goddamn elementary to goddamn together. So, oh, yeah.
JJ, I got a confession.
What's that, Big Willie? Hold up, Big Willie. You, Big Willie. You ain't got one of your homeboys got that girl, Big Willie, and you got the leftovers now, do you, Big Willie?
So in college, right? So
okay.
My one of my best friends, like my brother, hooked up with my college ex-girlfriend. Okay. And there was some time where they did the wham bam, thank you, ma'am, and he kind of slid off, and I was like, cool. And she ended up being a trainer for the team, like a student trainer, right? Like, does the taping and bring out the water bottles, that type of person. And, me, I got the tug and she became a girl. JJ, it caused.
Wasn't your homeboy with her first?
Yeah.
So, Big Willie, you were just young, dumb, full of corn, trying to get your son, Big Willie. That's all.
I was, but I ended up liking her.
Big Willie, that's a man law. You can't like the ones that your homeboy already been with and make a little lady, Big Willie.
I'm just trying to be
honest. You just want
to
kick it with her, that's different. But something there, Big Willie, that your man law violation, Big Willie.
It wasn't supposed to go down like that. It was supposed to be a situation where get a little sham,
exactly.
That's sham. That didn't happen. I end up getting a little something, and before you know it, we're together. Like, I don't.
Oh, dang, Big Willie.
Yeah.
Bill,
and
she must put
great
it on
girl,
you, Big Willie.
Huh?
She must put it on you.
She did something.
You
know what it was? We were snowed in college one day, and I was a broke ass college student, and we were watching a movie. The movies. We were watching the movies, and it was pretty much, it was like 10 inches, like 8 inches of snow outside. She's like, my car snowed in. I got some food here. Are you hungry? I was like, yeah.
Oh, she hit him with the hungry. Man, wait till a man hardens his stomach. There you go. There you go. And you said,
JJ, she made these goddamn pizza bagels.
She got it right there. There it was. It was.
My ribs were touching, and my thick ass was looking at that snow. And I said to myself, I got some loving, I got some pizza bagels, and I got a warm bed. I think I'm in love.
Oh, no. So, Big Boy, I just want to know, everybody else want to know, what did your homeboy have to say about this?
Like, at first, he played it like, yeah, he's like, son, we hooked up, it was nothing. And then what happened was, when I started treating her like a lady, like we were going out, we were hanging out, we became cool. She was, when I pop on the scene, she was on the scene. He was like, yo, son, you wife to me? I was just like, yeah, man.
I'm like, homeboy, really, Willie?
Yeah, he was like, God damn. And I was like, yeah, it happened. I didn't lie.
Yeah.
I didn't lie. I own it. She was a great girl. She wasn't somebody who was tossing it all over the place. My homeboy had happened to get his teeth in her first. There was some time in between, and he actually ended up leaving the school. Yeah, he ended up getting kicked out of school. And then when he got kicked out, I was like, Willie's here. And so, man, being honest, it went down. Should I have followed bro code? Yeah, maybe. But man, them goddamn pizza bagels were so good. Some good ass pizza bagels.
So, Big Willie, you didn't end up with her. You must have thought about your homeboy being with her and just couldn't take it and say, you know what? I might need to just go and break this off.
No, what happened? No, we were together for a little bit in college. We were together for a while in college. I ended up graduating, and what happened was Willie was the most faithful at the time. So,
you got caught up.
Yeah.
And she found out.
She found some pictures that.
Big Willie, they say a picture worth 1,000 words.
Oh, and it only had one word. It was only one word plastic, I think. It was 2 words. Willie fucking. It was two words on that picture. That looks like Willie. It was Willie fucking. I had went out. I had a scandalous situation, and some girl appreciated our time together. Sent me some pictures, and my ass. I had moved out of my dorm, and I was living in a house. And I had some pictures underneath my underwear. And, she called herself cleaning up. And I saw the pictures, JJ.
Woo,
and that was that.
Willie.
It was perfect timing because a month later I got drafted into the NFL. So it was like God was looking out almost. That's how I perceive it. So God, I didn't have the nuts to break it up. God was like, let me end this for you and get you on your way, big fella. So, great girl. Shout out. Great girl. We're going to take a break. Come on back. Why Willie Podcast Show. Welcome on back to the Why Willie Podcast Show. It's time to end the show, but before we do, we have our lovely producer, Brittany Smith, to tell us about the current update of our March Madness food bracket. Britt, take it away.
All right, so last time we checked in, we were on our final 4. It was wings and pizza versus cheeseburger sliders and brownies and cookies. You guys remember who you were backing last week after?
Yeah, I had the brownies and cookies. I think JJ had the wings and things.
All right. So I'll start with wings and pizza. This is a tough one. The winner with 62% of the vote. Wings moved on past pizza. So that's a win for JJ, right?
There you go, JJ. You said that goddamn. I'm doing that goddamn nose y'all took out the NFL from goddamn my boy goddamn it. What was my receiver Lamb? How he do this?
Oh, CD. Oh.
Yes, sir. Goddamn.
Don't worry about no goddamn CD.
And y'all gonna take it out. How y'all gonna take that out and knowing goddamn it that ain't no game related? Come on, man.
So wings moved on. What's next, Britt?
Our next one was cheeseburger sliders and brownies and cookies. Two totally different things, but people love desserts. And Willie loves desserts. He was hoping for brownies and cookies. And I gotta say, this also wasn't close. Cheeseburger sliders win.
Whoa, no! Peace out. Uh-oh. So I'm in the championship, Willie not.
Cheeseburgers won by 63%. Again, not close. So sorry, Willie, but you are out of here.
Big Will, I'm just gonna be honest. I don't think people want to drink with some brownies and goddamn cookies and ice cream up on their stomach, drinking some liquor and some beer. So I understand that. If I'm sitting there chasing something and I'm hungry, the last thing I'm gonna eat is brownies and cookies. Give me a cheese sandwich.
A cheeseburger, not a cheese sandwich.
That too.
Oh, man.
So that means wings and cheeseburger sliders are our final, and a winner will be determined next week when we wrap up the bracket. We'll put up a vote. You guys will have a whole week to vote, and then, you'll pick your ultimate watch party food champion.
Look at that. Appreciate you, Britt. Thank you. JJ, before we get out of here, any last comments?
Yes, sir. Y'all tune in, baby. Championship is back. And got done it. Wings coming out. We got done to the favors, baby. Ain't no competition.
JJ, I want to throw a challenge at you.
Come on,
before
with
we get out of here. Easter is upon us. It will be here in a week or two. As somebody who has watched you wear some of the most outlandish, eccentric stuff I think any man could possibly put on outside of Elton John,
yes,
or Liberace. What I'm interested to see what your Easter suit is going to look like, and what I'm more, God bless his heart, I'm more afraid for your grandson because I have a feeling whatever JJ has on, his grandson is going to have on.
That's right. You know he's going to be so fresh and so clean, like Outkast say.
Right. So just bring him in easy, JJ. Don't razzle dazzle him too much. Just bring him in easy.
I got you.
So I just got I was thinking about that. I was thinking about that today. I was like, JJ gonna have this boy dressed up.
Yes, sir.
Like a goddamn like a showstopper. It's gonna be something sweet. I'm Willie Cologne. I know. I'm Willie Cologne, and here's
JJ, baby. We'll see you next week.
Happy birthday to me. Peace, y'all.
Happy birthday, Big Willie.